So some of the things I wanted to touch base on about the Disney Cruise Line would just be the types of amenities and activities that are offered on board the ship. I do get a lot of questions of people, concerned that maybe there isn't enough for their children to do. They're potty trained children not being able to use the pools. It's just not worth it to go. So those are some of the things that I wanted to just talk about and kind of clear up. So the first thing I'll touch on is the potty trained children and the water areas on the ship. The Disney Dream has a splash pad area called Nemo's Reef. All of the Disney cruise ships do have a splash area that children who are not potty trained wearing a swim diaper are able to utilize. The pools on the ship are not what some people may perceive them to be. I know for myself, when my husband and I sailed on the Disney Dream in April and we did not take our children, I chose not to take my children because I had one child who was under 3 years old and would not be able to swim in the pool. Once I saw the pools, I was like, this really isn't as big of a deal as some people make it out to be. The pools on the Disney ship are not huge swimming pools or comparable to what you get at Disney resorts in terms of pools. There are two pools. They're smaller pools, and they're intended basically to kind of just hop in and cool down. They're not like people aren't in them and swimming around from like one end to the other. The kids are kind of just like jumping and splashing around. But again, they aren't, like full size pools. So if your hesitation on taking a Disney cruise is that your child isn't potty trained and can't use the pools, check out my other video that shows the pools on the ship and you might reconsider. The next thing I wanted to talk about would be the kids clubs that they offer for all of the children on board. So this is included with your sailing fare for children who are 3 and older and potty trained. They are able to utilize the Oceaneers Club, the Oceaneers Lab, and these spaces, guys, are huge. They're rooms upon rooms upon rooms of different themed areas. There's a Star Wars room, there's a Tinkerbell room, there's a Toy Story room, there's 2 rooms with these magic floors that you can do games, and they're dancing and they're changing all different colors. There's characters coming in and out all day, all night, all different kinds of planned and scheduled activities and crafts that the kids get to take back with them. It's really an awesome, awesome area. Most children who go into these kids clubs literally do not want to leave them. My 6-year-old is obsessed. It's like from the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes to bed, if he's out of the club, he's like, can I go back to the kids club? Can I go back to the kids club? On this last trip, we were going to go to the pool for a couple hours, and he was like, I want to go to the kids club. And I had to convince him to come to the pool with us for a little while. And I was like, after lunch, if you want to go back to the kids club, I'll bring you back, which he did. But it's just funny how, some kids, the space is so incredible, they just don't want to leave. And then outside of the kids clubs, they do also offer a full jam-packed schedule of activities that take place daily on the ship. This is a printed navigator of what that schedule would look like on any given day. So if you see here, this is the morning hours, this is your afternoon, and this is your evening. I'll try to hold it up here as best as I can so you can kind of see. So they list the times at the top and then all the activities that are taking place during that day. So as you can see, every hour there's something going on that you can either enjoy with your family or, it lists what's going on in the kids clubs as well, where all of the characters are for that day. That's another thing, the character appearances. There is quite the array of characters that appear on the Disney Cruise Line every day. Some of them change, some of them stay the same, like the Fab Five you could meet every day. Captain Hook, Peter Pan, Jack Sparrow, Stitch, Chip and Dale. They have just so many characters, Anna and Elsa, all of the princesses. So character meet and greets without the long lines that you experience sometimes within the theme parks, and lots of activities going on. So in your sailing fare, you also, all of these activities are included, and they also have a theater on board where they do Broadway caliber shows every evening. These shows, guys, are amazing, like really amazing. So entertainment is huge. The entertainment team aboard these ships is absolutely phenomenal. They do have a district. It's called the District, and it has some different types of clubs and things inside of it. During the day, they'll run family-type events in them, like family bingo or family karaoke, or family like match games and all kinds of different things. And then in the evening, a lot of these clubs transition into adult only, where you could go down and do some of the adult like match your mate games, or they do adult bingo. So they have really quite like the spread of entertainment for all different ages aboard these ships. So we talked about the pools, we talked about the kids clubs, we talked about all of the entertainment aboard the ship. Oh, also with the entertainment, Disney Cruise Line does fireworks at sea, which is spectacular. I mean, you get to see fireworks on a boat in the middle of the ocean. And it's really funny because the other cruise line companies, if they're in the area, they'll like get as close as they can to the Disney boat to watch the fireworks go off. So it's funny, if you're like up on one of the top decks, you can see the other boats out in the ocean trying to like get closer to watch the show. On the Bahamian and the Western and Eastern Caribbean itineraries out of Port Canaveral, they also do a pirate night where everybody gets to dress up like pirates, and they put on a whole little pirate show. Jack Sparrow's there, and then after that is typically when the fireworks do shoot off. So again, lots of entertainment. They have a Bippity Boppity boutique salon on board, so you can do all of those princess makeovers. They do pirate makeovers on pirate night. They do captain makeovers for little boys where they can like get their makeover and dressed into being a captain, which is really cute. So lots of options similar to Walt Disney World, where you can kind of add those magical enhancements to your vacation, or add a little, you know, magical touch for the little boys or little girls in your life. So just lots and lots of things to do. We have only done a 3-night and a 4-night sailing, and I am itching so bad to get on to a longer sailing. It's just never enough time to see and do everything that we want. Another thing I was going to touch on is with the Halloween on the High Seas sailing. We had one of our nights was Halloween, the Halloween themed night. So our kids got to dress up in their costumes, and they had this big party in the atrium with music, and all the characters were out and everyone was dancing. Then they got to trick or treat around the ship. It was really, really cool. And they decorate, obviously, to the theme of Halloween. So Mickey pumpkin heads everywhere. They have this amazing tree that hangs with all these glowing pumpkin heads. So it was really cool to experience the Halloween on the High Seas sailing. Another thing that Disney Cruise Line does with most of their itineraries is they stop at Disney's private island, Castaway Cay. Castaway Cay is technically located in the Bahamas. It is only for Disney guests and Disney boats. No other boats dock at this island. You typically spend 1 day at Castaway Cay. You get into port in the morning. You're able to get off the boat, spend your day there until you have to re-embark in the afternoon or the early evening. It is seriously my favorite place of all time. It is absolutely beautiful. They also have a kids club on Castaway Cay where you can put your kids into the kids club there. It's not on the ocean, but they do have like water space for the kids in there as well. When we went on this last trip, we went to the family beach with our boys for probably 4 hours, and then we went to one of the buffets for lunch. And then we checked them into the kids club, and my husband and I jumped on the tram and headed to the adult only area of Castaway Cay and got to eat at the adult brunch, the adult lunch, which is a little bit better than the regular one, in my opinion. So we got to go over there for like an hour and a half ourselves. We had lunch, we went back, we picked up our boys, and then we were on our way and got back on the boat. Speaking of adult areas, not only is there an adult area at Castaway Cay, there's also adult areas on the ship itself. So again, there's just so much that the Disney Cruise Line has to offer. And if you're looking for another type of vacation and maybe you don't want to go to Disney again, or you want something a little more relaxing, I highly recommend that you check out the Disney Cruise Line. We've had nothing but great experiences on all 3 of our sailings. My kids absolutely love it. My kids have been to Walt Disney World. They've been to Disneyland. They've been on the Disney cruise. My 6-year-old, hands down, absolute favorite, Disney Cruise Line. So yeah, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment or to reach out to me directly. I'm always happy to help and answer any questions that you have. Go. Put them in.
Kind of high.
We have a pack and play and a diaper, Jamie.
Where's my Kindle gonna go?
We don't need either yet.
Stairs. You know where my Kindle's gonna go? Oh, I'll put it right on the table. When you're on the bunk bed, there's stairs. I need to go pee.
Yes.
Who's down there?
Anthony! Hey, Anthony! You like that?
Go ahead, Vinden. Hurry up.
Was she trying to tickle you?
10
She does that.
596.
Aw, he's no.
Thank you.
How you doing? Here? Have you had good adventures today? Yeah. What kind of adventures? Good. Would you want to stand by me over here? Here, come on in. There. Okay, shut up. You must all be like 1 adventures together. Yeah. I think that's so.